What's up, everybody? I'm Luke Thompson Designs, and I'm here with the one and only Mr. Scotty Bullwinkle. First of all, I appreciate you letting me interview today.
Yeah, it's a pleasure being here. Thank you for having me. Don't adjust your screen. I do look this good. Just playing, brother, man. Good to see you, my friend. Good to see you, man. All right, man. So let's get into it, man. What we doing, brother?
All right, let's start with this now. Now, I know a lot of you may know Bullwinkle, but let's take the time back about 3 years. Now, we know that this year has kind of been your comeback tour. Why don't you kind of educate the people of what you went through about three or 4 years ago?
Well, I had worked a show in Albany, Georgia. And after the match, I was sitting there and I felt like I had pulled a muscle in my stomach, got to hurting real bad. And they didn't think much about it, word, whatnot, what have you, And then later on, a couple months later, I started having a lot of pain in my abdominal area. And one day, man, it was like a Monday. It just got bad, and then Tuesday it got worse, Wednesday it got worse, And then that Saturday I was supposed to go to a show in West Virginia, and I couldn't stand up. Like when I woke up, I couldn't stand up, so I ended up going to the emergency room. And the doctor, she come in and she said, "Look, I ain't trying to scare you." She said, "But you're in real bad shape. You ain't going home no time soon." So it's like, what's going on? So they told me I had something called diverticulitis, and I never knew what it was, never heard of it, anything like that. And for those you don't know, it's like in your intestines. Your intestines is normally smooth, but when you have diverticulitis, it develops pockets, like little holes in it, and when you eat certain foods, it'll scratch and get caught in there, and it gets infected. And I had like a really, really bad infection in my lower intestine. So that was on a Saturday, and they admitted me into the hospital. To try to pump me with antibiotics. Surgeon said he didn't want to go in right away because I would end up with a colostomy bag. Well, anyway, I was in the hospital a few days. It was on a Tuesday, and the nurse, her name was Lane, and she's my angel. I don't even know where she's at anymore. If you happen to see this, please get in touch with me. But anyway, she was in there checking my vitals and everything, and man, it just felt like someone stabbed me. And and I just felt this heat start coming up my body, and I grabbed her and I said, "Don't leave me." I said, "I'm fucking dying. I'm dying, And next thing I know, they had rushed me into emergency surgery. I was in ICU for a couple of weeks. Apparently I flatlined. Like I literally was dying, And when I woke up, I had a hole in my stomach, man, that you could set a basketball in and a colostomy bag. And the doctor basically told me, he said, "Man, just be grateful that you're alive. Don't even think about wrestling no more." And, to backtrack a little bit on that, and I don't know if it was the drugs or if I imagined it or if it really happened, but I remember laying on a table and I just felt like it was just me at the table. And I remember saying, "God, if it's my time, man, I'm ready, take me. I'm ready. I'm just tired of hurting." And I remember closing my eyes, and a few minutes later, I opened them back up, and I said, "Well, I guess it's not my time." I said, "We're going to make this happen." Man, the years were hard. Within 2 years, I had like 7 major surgeries. Like I re-ruptured, tore things, because I'm not going to sit still. And, I kept trying to exercise, the best I could, but I kept hurting myself. So I went like a whole year of 2020. I went the whole year of no operations, no doctors, because I didn't see doctors no more. I ran out of money. You know what I'm saying? So, it's basically, like, okay, well, if I'm going to live, I'm going to live. I'm going to die, I'm going to die. This just don't make no sense no more. Anyway, so I made it a whole year, and come January, Joey had opened up the Legacy Performance here, and Performance Center here, and I came up here and I talked with him, and he said, "Brother, man," he said, "come on up here, man." He said, "Help you get in shape and everything." So in January, I started training. I came in here, I barely could lift 10 pounds. 10 pounds, 200, I weighed 290 pounds, almost 300 pounds, just out of shape, sloppy jalopy looking, but anyway, man, I got in here, I started putting the work in. I said I was going to come back. Luke Gallows, man, he was working with Lariato and all. You know, he gave me an opportunity to come back and perform on stage here at home. And I'm sure that day he got tired of me running around saying, thank you, brother, you know. But I mean, I truly am grateful for that. And, you know, so I made it within 6 months. You know, I made it to my goal to come back. And originally I was just planning on doing the one match. And, you know, just kind of a middle finger to everybody. It's like, hey, you said I couldn't do it. Watch me, here I am. You know, I proved my point. But, man, the fire's lit, brother. I'm wide open now, man. I don't see no stopping no time soon.
Man. Like this year, so I got involved with you know, Larry Otto back in January, kind of around the same time you started to work back out. That's when I met all you guys. Man, I mean, I've seen you from then to now. This man is a beast, and the thing is you know where you've been.
Yeah.
But you know where you want to go.
Absolutely.
And you got to make the decisions right now to make that future, you know, work for you.
Yeah.
And the thing is, man, is I mean, I've seen you wrestle this year. I mean, I've seen you with Tommy Dreamer and the Big LG in the ring, you know, tag teaming, going against the other guys, man. You still got it.
Yeah, you know, funny story about that match, man, is, you know, I had trained and I got my body in shape, but I was in enough shape to kind of get through a match, you know what I'm saying? But, man, I got tested out there, you know what I'm saying? Like, man, I mean, it was bump after bump after bump. And I was prepared to take like maybe a bump or two. Man, but I had the fear on me something god awful. Like, I was scared, like, man, I'm going to take this bump, and like, my stomach's going to rip open. I mean, I had so many things, man. Like, real time, I was as nervous as a 12-year-old in a whorehouse first time, you know, and I was just scared shitless. And, but anyway, man, like, I seen a fan had recorded it with a phone out there, and I was watching the match, and the only thing I can compare it to is, like, the movie Forrest Gump. Like, you remember when Forrest is running as a kid, and he's got those braces on, but then all of a sudden those braces start breaking off, and then he starts running. And I've seen that same thing happen with me in the ring, man. I mean, it's freaking awesome. Like I was scared of this, and then that one didn't look good, but this looked a little better, and that one, and then by the end it was like boom, boom, boom. I ain't missed a step. And you know, and I am so grateful I got tested like that, because I needed it, man. And that's really what lit the fire up under my ass and got me going again, you know, man. So I came up with the Tan, Jack, and Juicy tour. And, you know, we've been rocking and rolling with that. We've had a good one. I got to go a few places. I got to work with some of the greats, be back in the locker room with some of the greats again, you know, and it's just, man, I just feel like I ain't never left. You know what I mean? It's good to be back.
That's awesome, bro. I'm happy for you. I want to kind of segue into this.
Okay.
All right, let's talk about the Hardcore Cup in Forsyth, Georgia at Collision Course. Larry Otto put it on, and I remember watching this match. And you have, well, I believe it was 6 guys. I know the one I want to focus on is you and Dr. Luke.
Right.
Because, man, let's talk about that match. That match was all over that.
Oh, God, yeah, it was, man.
Because I watched Dr. Luther and you go from one end to the other, trading blows.
We ended up outside, as a matter of fact, man. Yeah, we took it to the parking lot. That was a great match, man. Go ahead, I'm sorry, man.
It's all right, man. Cause I remember watching that stop sign hit across that dome of yours.
Yeah. I'm gonna tell you, like, the worst thing in that match, and anybody who's ever been hit with a kendo stick will understand completely what I'm talking about here. But these were brand new kendo sticks. I seen them take the plastic off. They weren't broke in or nothing. And Brian Myers was in that match. And man, look here, dude. He hit me in the back, man. And I mean, that was a hard hit, dude. I was like, golly. I was like, man, do I owe you some money or something? Like, shit. He laid that thing into me, brother. And maybe it's because he was pissed off, because remember he had the Terry Funk tights on, right? And every time I get by him, I go, forever, forever. You know? Oh man, yeah, I guess it could have been a receipt for all I know. But yeah, now, but talking about Dr. Luther, man, like a lot of people didn't know who Dr. Luther was, man. But Dr. Luther was real big in Japan. Real big star in Japan. And as a matter of fact, I want to say it was Jericho who actually got him in the States over here working with AEW, man. But that guy, man, he's a pleasure to work with, man. And I really would love to do the dance with him again, man, because we went at it. I mean, we had the Japanese-style chair battle in the middle of the ring, and that's something that you don't see too often anymore. And it was real good. It was real natural. We worked kind of the same style, and it just really gelled well, and I thought it was entertaining. And I think the people would like to see that some more, you know. Maybe AEW will book that.
Hey, you hear it. You heard it first. Here.
Yeah, maybe, you know. I mean, I don't know. You know, I mean, like I'm open to working with anybody right now. You know, so
Oh yeah. So let's kind of scale back a little bit more back. What got you started in professional wrestling?
You know, man, I always was a fan of wrestling. I remember watching wrestling before cartoons. You know, my grandfather and my great-grandmother were both real big fans, and I remember as a child not so much watching the wrestling, but watching them. Like they would get up, want to, throw punches in the air, they're the old school believers, you know. So it really struck an interest in me, and then as I grew older and everything, I kind of lost interest, a little bit. And, then, the ECW, I called it back in like 94, in 93, 94, and it really started piquing the interest. Then Stone Cold busting on the scene, and then, wow, man, I was, diehard fan again. And, I think back in, I was 16, WCW had came to Lyons, Georgia here, and I helped them tear down the ring. They asked me to come to another little town over here called Glenwood or Alamo, I don't remember which one. They could set up the ring and all, and they gave me the number to the power plant. That's before they started running commercials about the power plant and all, and I'm not even sure if it was called the power plant, but their training facility. And of course, man, I was just a poor kid, and I didn't think, I thought, man, like, I always wanted to be a wrestler, but I didn't believe I could be a wrestler, because, kids like us didn't come out of our neighborhood. This is where we were born, where we died, we stayed our whole lives, on this level here. So I really wasn't much of a dreamer, but I got into other things. I started bouncing in bars when I was 15, and and I fought in a couple of tough man contests, and I did the backyard fights and stuff like that. And one night I had a date with this girl, and she stood me up. And I see her years later, and thank God I dodged the bullet on that one. You know what I'm saying? But nonetheless, I seen a flyer for a show that they were doing in Vide over there at the high school, and so I went to it, and I was checking the show out, and I got up, give me like something for a cassette stand. It was this little old dude there, and he looked me up and down. He said, "Hey, you got a pretty good look about you, kid." He said, "You ever think about being a wrestler?" I said, "Well, let me stop you right there, buddy." I said, "I don't get down like that." I thought he was hitting on me, you know what I'm saying? But come to find out, he's like, no, I'm the promoter of this. My name's Johnny Walker. Johnny Walker is Mr. Wrestling #2. So, anyway, he said, you got a way about you, that could be marketable, could beat you up a little bit. He gave me his card and wanted $1,500 for me to come train. At that time, he was living in Hinesville. I don't know if he owned or worked at a sport place over there he had something to do with. So he was in that area back and forth between Honolulu or Hawaii, wherever he lived at, man. So that didn't work out, but at the same time, a friend of mine, also a wrestler named David Rank, he was also at the show with his father. And anyway, David had ended up going to South Carolina and doing some stuff with Big B Steel, and I want to say Moolah. Now, I could be wrong, but I'm for sure about Big B Steel. And anyway, they got in touch with me, and his father, John Corsi, had started the Georgia Wrestling Federation. And so he's like, man, you know, you can come help us set up the ring, chairs, and all. You know, get your foot in the door. You know, you can work out with my son. So me and David, you know, whose real name is Tim, we started practicing, you know, in the backyard. You know, they had a ring and everything, and we started learning from one another. You know, really didn't know anything. You know, I mean, he didn't have much training either from the little bit of time he spent in South Carolina. You know, just basic bumps, you know, which passed on to me. And, you know, we just kind of figured stuff out and got thrown to the wolves. And, you know, it was rough. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I could find anything from probably the first 6-7 years of my career, I'll burn it. I don't want nobody to ever see that, man. I mean, it was terrible. But the one thing I did have was, no matter how bad my in-ring performance was, when I stepped through that curtain, yeah, I always got a reaction from the people, and I had what David Lee Roth likes to call charisma. You know what I'm saying? And so everybody knew I had that. There was something there, and just really didn't know how to put it together. And certain people over the years had took interest in me. A fella named Ghetto Blaster, Ernest, man, I love him to death. You know, we ended up forming a tag team called the American Psychos, and I mean, like, man, we were real hot at the time, man. And but anyway, he took me all up and down the East Coast. You know what I'm saying? Went did a thing up in Philly, Jersey, New York, Delaware. So you know, we kept it real hot up there. He took me on the road. That was my real first taste of the road. And so he smartened me up a lot. And then I got hooked up with Wildfire Tommy Rich. And funny story is, I had worked for another promoter who was real good friends with Dr. Def Steve Williams. And I got to meet Doc before he died. And Doc was a great man. Doc vouched for me with Harley Race, and we'll get to that story later. But Doc was a real good dude, man. And anyway, you know, when he passed, that promoter who was Tom Cazzo, he was on a flight to Oklahoma for the funeral, and Terry Taylor was on the same flight. Now, Terry at the time was, I believe, the booker for TNA. So, you know, Tom pitched me to Terry Taylor, and at the time, Jesse Neal and Shannon Moore were doing that gimmick, you know, and he asked, they wanted to kind of grow hair, you know, because they were saying, yeah, I'm all tattooed, I'm fitting good. Well, so, well, there may be a chance for a third person, you know. Now, granted, this is all secondhand information I'm getting from Tom, so. But anyway, you know, Terry asked him, said, who trained you? It's Tommy Rich trained me, you know, because I had worked a few shows and with Tommy and everything. And so anyway, he told me, he said, hey, man, I told him Tommy Rich trained you. And I said, okay, well, that's cool. So I called Tommy up. I said, hey, look, brother, man, it's got a little situation here. I said, just, you know what I mean, I want to be up front with you. I told him what happened. He said, yeah, brother, go ahead and tell everybody I trained you. He said, I don't know how it's going to work out for you, because we really used to rib Terry bad about that Red Rooster gimmick. You know, so needless to say, man, I ain't hear anything back from it, but man, it wasn't long after that, man. Like, I really started working with Tommy a lot and staying on the road with him, man. As far as it goes, I tell people that Tommy Rich trained me, because he really was a mentor. He smartened me up, and I learned more sitting in the back seat of the car listening to him, or in the locker room listening to Tommy, than I have, you know, rolling around in this damn thing. But you can't teach psychology. You know, I mean, you can't learn it just doing blow-up drills. You know what I'm saying? It's just one of those things, and it's really missing. Some of them got it, some of them don't. But, you know, it is what it is. But I believe there's no school like the old school. So, and that's really, man, how I cut my teeth, you know, in business. I mean, there's some other things in between there. I can't remember everything. Yeah, just keep it real with you, you know. As I lived like a rock star back in those days. That's wide open, wild as hell, you know. So.
Let me ask you this: what is one moment in your professional wrestling career where you thought you had finally made it?
I thought I had finally made it. Not the first time I ever got to perform in the ring. You know, Because really that was, I mean, it didn't matter what. I mean, I've lived my dream, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I got to do this. And like I said, I just really coming up like I did, didn't expect to be much of anything. I tell people all the time, so man, when I turned 21, I beat God, so, but, I'll tell you, I wrestled Gold Dust one time, Dustin Rhodes, and we were doing a thing, little back to the story, background to the story. So there was a kid here in town that I went to school with my nephew, and he had leukemia. And he was too sick to get on the airplane. So Make-A-Wish didn't want to do anything with him at the moment. And anyway, they told me that. And I got Dustin's number from a friend of mine. And I called him up and said, hey, I want to put on the show for this kid. And, we talked and worked something out. And Dustin, man, I'm going to tell you, man, that dude is the most humble person I ever met. And this was when he first came off that first run as Intercontinental Champion and everything. He said that he didn't mind coming doing the Gold Dust gimmick, here. So anyway, boom, boom, boom. Of course, it's supposed to be him. I mean, he's Gold Dust, I'm me. But anyway, we went and he went to the schoolboy. I mean, he said, kick out. So I kicked out. He said, kick power slam the kid. I was like, yeah, power slam the man. Boom, I get on top of it, man. He said, it's sure not. 1, 2, 3. I just began Gold Dust in the ring. I get chills just talking about it, bro. And I was like, holy shit, man, that was like the most humble thing ever, and that's when I felt like I was somebody. You know what I'm saying? I really did, and because I've worked with a lot of guys that are not very giving. I don't want to give away too much, but they're not very given to someone who, I guess I'm unproven. Because I've never had the national exposure. I've been all over. I'm not a Georgia wrestler. I've gone all over the country. I'll put the miles in, but without national exposure, from one of the major companies on TV, you kind of unproven. And so a lot of them don't give a lot. You're just kind of there to make them look good, and which is fine. A job's a job, but he was totally different, very humble, and I wish I could do it again with him to learn more from him, because I really felt like I missed an opportunity. At the moment, I felt like I made it, but later on in hindsight, I feel like I really missed an opportunity because I should have set more under that learning tree. You know what I'm saying? So, and I tried to be the same way, man. He was just so humble. He had every right to be just like, hey, I'm a star, you know what I'm saying? And he wasn't. He was like literally one of the born, so.
Let's kind of transition, talking about Dustin. We know Dustin is one of them, but who are your influences? Who influenced you the most, I guess, as a fan, but also as a professional wrestler?
Well, as a fan, as a child, I always wanted to be a road warrior. I wanted to be a road warrior. And, and I hear guys all the time talking about, oh, Bret Hart was my favorite, Shawn Michaels was my favorite, blah, blah, blah. And those guys were entertaining, man, but I was a fan of the guys who looked like they could really kick some ass. Like I like Bruiser Brody, I like Abdul the Butcher, I like Cactus Jack, I like Dick Murdoch, you know what I'm saying? Stan Hansen, man, Terry Gordy, I like those guys because, man, when they came, there was nothing fancy about them. And that's what, and I don't try to be fancy neither, you know what I'm saying? I just, I'm not here to wrestle, I'm here to whoop some ass, you know what I'm saying? And, it don't matter, I ain't trying to have no hour-long Iron Man match, I don't get paid by an hour. I'm here to kick your ass, get it done just as quick as possible. You know what I'm saying? So those are the guys who influenced me. Now, as I became a performer myself, I got to give a shout out, man. We just lost him the other day. He was a good friend, man. Beautiful body, man. He was one of the smoothest technicians ever And that right hand he had, man, was believable, man, because I mean, he lay you out. I mean, he had probably the prettiest right hand in the business. Tell you a funny story about the first time we met Bobby. I'm gonna try to talk about Bobby and not cry. Shit, man, we saw him around Atlanta or somewhere. My homeboy Jamie Hall, man, all day he's been trying to talk about him, you know. I ain't really saying much about him, you know. But anyway, boom, 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 go out there and work a match. Boy, I'm throwing those right hands. I see Bobby, he's in the curtain, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know if he's seen the whole match, but I know he's seen some of it, you know what I'm saying? So Jamie Hall was right there too, and I walked through the curtain. I said, Bobby, I got that right hand from you right there. He said, you tell everybody you did, kid. You know what I'm saying? And we clicked right then, you know. I mean, we just clicked right there, and Jamie's like, you know what I'm saying? But Bobby was a great dude. You know, in that match there, like I had did the semi, he did the main. Next time I seen him was in Augusta, him and Ricky did the semi, and I ended up working with Bob Bagwell in the main. But man, it was all good times, man. It was always a pleasure when I seen Bobby and everything that people were saying. You know, like sometimes when people pass away, they embellish the good. You know, like oh, they were such a good person. You know, and they weren't just an asshole. You know what I'm saying? But you can believe what they say about Bobby. Bobby was probably one of the best technicians in the ring, but he was an even better person outside of the ring. I mean, he was genuine, getting his shirt off his back, man. And he was just a good dude, man. I really hate to lost him.
Honestly, man, you know, just looking over the last year, just the last year, and then the last couple of months, man, we have lost some greats, man.
Well, you know, that generation's about gone. You know, I mean, I hate to say it. This year alone, man, so many of the old school was passed away. You know, and
we lost New Jack, we lost Paul Orndorff, we lost beautiful Bobby Eaton, man.
Jody Hamilton, Burt Prentice, Jerry Stevens, man. I mean, we lost a lot of good people, old school guys, you know, man. You know, it's like that country song, "Who's Gonna Fill Their Shoes," you know. But you know, when they're gone, you know, because that style was about gone. You know what I'm saying? Very few. I mean, I'm gonna tell you somebody I like, and they're hot right now too. And that's MJF, man. I mean, he's a very old school worker. I mean, he knows how to get the heat. I mean, that guy's good, you know, and he's gonna keep the tradition alive. You know, he's got, like I said, there's still old school guys out there that are far and few in between, but when they come up, man, they're gold, you know what I'm saying? And he's one of them. I'm not trying to mark out to him or nothing, you know, because I beat the shit out of him sometimes, you know, if the money's right.
I mean, yeah, I mean, if you want to talk about MJF, like, I'm 32 years old. I've been a wrestling fan all my life. My dad got me into it when I was a kid. And I remember the old school heels and MJF, man. And he's only, what, 23, 24?
Yeah, he's just getting started. I mean, that guy's, you know, and his career's going to go long because he's not doing a lot of crazy things. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not going to call nobody out, man, but I know some big guys who do some crazy spots. And, man, it's awesome. But, man, their careers are just shortening up. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, like, you know, if you 7 feet tall, you can't do a dive every night. You know what I'm saying? You got to save that stuff. The Undertaker didn't do that dive every night. He did that dive once a year. You know what I'm saying? That's how he stretched it out. You know, if he did that dive, let's just say he did that dive every pay-per-view, and he would have been retired 10 years ago. You know what I'm saying? And not because he wanted to, but because he would have had to. You know, so you got to take care of yourself. You know, you can't take a lot of unnecessary risks. You know what I'm saying?
Let's go into this. What company right now do you think has a good aspect on the story?
On the stories?
On storylines?
AEW has gotten some that's got slow build over the years and everything. The build up with MJF and Jericho was pretty good. So as far as storylines, I'm going to go with that. I think Impact has a very, very good product. I think she's got so much talent out right now that's coming in, and everybody's just looking to grab it. I think once that slows down and people start focusing more on the storyline, it's going to pick up in a lot of companies. I think Impact's really got the opportunity because they got the players. So does AEW, you know what I'm saying? And right now, as far as storylines and stuff go, I think AEW is going to be WWE used to be, man, but I mean, it's just spinning wheels right now. I mean, I'm not. WWE's going to be around to the end of time. I mean, everybody's saying, "Oh, here's they're going to put them out again." No, you're not going to put them out. Nobody's going to put WWE out. You know what? Nobody's going to run Vince off until Vince is ready to run off. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't care who likes it, who don't, man. He's the king and that's the shoot. You know what I'm saying? So, but you know, man, I think. Honestly, I think Vince, you know, let me tell you, man, I think Vince is running the best storyline right now because he ain't dumb, man. Everybody said, why is he releasing all this talent, man? He's going to let everybody go. You know, like, let's take Bray Wyatt, for instance. Let Bray Wyatt go. Bray Wyatt goes to AEW, gets hot, and then he resigns. Got a hot property right there, you know what I'm saying? All these guys he just let go yesterday, they let go in NXT. They're going to go over here, and they're going to become stars. Some of them. You know, go become stars. He's gonna hire him back. You know, hey, I ain't gonna train you no more, man. You know what he told Dusty Rhodes, man? You remember Dusty Rhodes worked WWE, and remember they brought Dustin out for the first time, and Vince told Dustin go over there with Steady. Let him build you up, and then I'll bring you back. What happened? He let him go over there, get seasoned, brought him back, made star. Yep. And that's what he's doing again, man. I mean, everybody's like, he's losing his mind. No, he's kind of smart, man.
I'll be honest. There are two individuals, especially in WWE, that come to my mind when you're talking about, you know, Vince lets them go, they go get seasons. That is Jinder Mahal and Drew McIntyre.
You're a perfect example, Drew McIntyre, man. You know, that guy went and he did the thing, the Impact, the Evolve, all that right there, man. I mean, you know, and that's how you see who wants it, you know what I'm saying? Like they come out here, you know, it's hard, you know, like once again, I'm not going to say those names, but there was one that got released from there, and he had never been on the independent scene. And so now he's on the independent scene, and it's like complete culture shock. You know what I'm saying? Like the guy's like, you know, because he's tripping out, like he's walking in these high school gyms, you know, stuff like that right there. He's used to working in arenas, you know, he's now working in front of 75 people. You know what I'm saying? It's complete culture shock, but he's on his grind and he's getting that experience. And that's a lot of things, you know. This is why guys like Dusty Rhodes, even Jericho's like one of the last, you know, like he started in Canada, went to Mexico, went to Japan, went to Germany, went to Smoky Mountain, went to the ECW, WCW, you know. He went to all these places and he learned the lucha style, he learned the strong style, he learned the technical European, you know. I mean, all that stuff right there, you know, and that's what guys are missing now. It's like, because I call it cookie cutter wrestlers. Everybody looks the same, they work the same, they talk the same, but they all come out the machine. They all train the same, you know what I'm saying? No, it's like no individuality. It's just, you know, boom, 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 we going through the motion. And Vince knows that. He knows that. So that's why he's sending these guys out, you know, because once again, you know, man, like, you go work Ring of Honor and work a different style, and then you go over here and work a different style. You know, in Japan, you go work a strong style, and, you know, and all that. I mean, the depth, I mean, like the Northeast, the depth matches are coming back. Yeah. I mean, the hardcore is coming back. You know? And I don't think it's going to be hardcore, but I mean, it's going to be something similar to it. I don't really care much for the death match, so to speak. I like the rough, you know, bloody, you know, man, stuff. I don't really care about rolling around in glass and stuff like that.
Or Jericho. Jericho against Nick Gage.
You know, man, that's what I'm saying. Like, I've watched a lot of Nick Gage stuff, man. Like, it's very dangerous. I mean, it is like, hey, that dude got cut up, man. And then, like, I seen, like, when they did the Dark Side of the Ring gimmick with him, where he was talking about, like, man, I hope I die in the ring, man. He probably will, you know what I'm saying? You know, and good for him. I mean, I don't mean that in a bad way, but, you know, I mean, this is what this guy's working for. That's his legacy. That's what he wants to be behind. So, you know, who am I to judge him, you know? I mean, you do what you do, you know? I mean, it's getting you where you are, and I got respect for the dude, you know what I'm saying? And I would work with him, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I'd work with anybody. I just some of that shit scares me. You know, I'm too pretty for all that.
You know, before we move on, I do want to say this, like AEW, you know, the one thing in my eyes, and this is just my opinion, is the one thing they're getting right is they're allowing other companies to become a part like the territory days.
I see that. And I never in my life would have thought it would work. I mean, I never thought, well, not that it wouldn't work, that it would happen. It definitely won't happen on the indies, because these guys have tried it before and there was too many egos involved. But what they've got going on with the AAA, the New Japan, the Impact, the AEW, NWA, all them working together, it's actually clicking. And I'm very happy to see that, because it makes a lot of opportunity for wrestlers. Like, man, when I broke into the biz, man, I broke into the biz in 2000, 2001. Now, this was the death of ECW and the closing of WCW. So, the independent scene was oversaturated with named wrestlers. So like, guys who were trying to come up and all that, man, I mean, it really was a struggle. I mean, like, man, we worked for nothing. You know, I mean, like, we were just, you know, we starved. You know, I mean, like, literally starving, man. We didn't have hotel rooms. I mean, we slept wherever we could get, on the beach, in the car, truck stops, you know, wherever. You know, I mean, we were basically homeless. You know, but we didn't give a shit. You know, we were just happy to be on the road. We were just happy to get a ring somewhere. You know, and that's what we did. I mean, we didn't do it here at home. I mean, we left, we went. You know, I mean, we got on the road, and that was the best thing, man. I love the road. I do. I love the road. That's what I miss the most, man. Like, sitting at home and it killed me, and that's what I'm looking at now. You know, I mean, it looks like we're on the edge of another pandemic. And I really hope that they don't shut the country down. Because, man, it's just getting hot. You know what I'm saying? It's really starting to get good. A lot of opportunity. Now, you know, for these young guys, this is the time. You know, like, man, like realistically, man, I got more runway behind me than I got in front of me. I'm just trying to make the best of the little bit of time I got here. But, man, golly, man, if I could go back and start now, oh, my God, man, it's an exciting time, bro.
All right. So, kind of closing out this interview, I got one last question for you. If you could give one piece of advice to the wrestler out there that may be just starting, or maybe on the indie scene, you know, something like that, what advice would you give them?
Stay in the gym. Stay in the gym, man. Look here, man. People got to realize that this business, you're not a person, you're a commodity, you're a product. And it don't matter how good Coca-Cola tastes, if you put it in an ugly bottle, ain't nobody want to buy it. You know what I'm saying? And that's the same thing, man. Like, you can be the best looking worker in the world, and they have been exceptions to the ring. Man, how many guys you seen, man, that just look good and can't work? You know what I'm saying? How many guys have you seen that can work, didn't look like shit? You know what I'm saying? They're only going to be on the independent scene. If you want to make it, you got to work hard, trust the process, go to a reputable school, and stay away from shit shows. You know, bottom line, man, like, if the flyer looks bad, if the production's bad, just don't, man. This ain't the day and age where you've got to work every show to get eyes on you. You got this thing called the internet, and it's free. You know, if you got a strong social media presence about you, you'll get booked. And point being is, take that superhuman. You know what I'm talking about, superhuman? This guy's never been a gym day in his life, never had no wrestling training whatsoever. But yeah, this guy's popping up on independent shows, getting his asking booking fee, travel covered, and here you are, man. You spend all this time and all, man. You might get $5 a hot dog and a handshake. You know what I'm saying? because he's got a strong internet presence and you don't. It's all about marketing yourself. So really, man, work on yourself, work on your marketing, and trust the process.
Yes, 100% yes, man. Because look, I'm a graphic designer, and I see all the time on Facebook these flyers that look. I don't want to go to this show.
Yeah.
Because of what the flyering is.
But you know, man, I'm gonna be straight up with you, man. I'm trying not to burn no bridges here. But man, there's this show, and man, it brings like awesome talent, man. I mean, really, like some great talent. But that flyer was terrible, man. Like, man, like I really, and not even being booked on the show, you know, like I mean, like I'm clapping for everybody. You know what I'm saying? And I want to share this, and I want to help promote that company and everything. But I don't want to put that ugly ass flyer up. You know what I'm saying? Because it looked terrible. It's like, man, like people were just in squares. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like pixelated. You know what I'm saying? I mean, the font, the background is blended to where like you gotta like put it up right there. You know, and, you know, just to see it. And yeah, I'm with you on that, man. Like presentation has a lot to do with it. That's what I try to tell promoters too. It's like, man, you know, I said, you know, I'm a firm believer from the moment a person steps in the door and buys a ticket, they should be being entertained. Right then, I don't care if it's an hour before the show. You know, have some music playing, like have some vendors, you know, have little something going on, man. That don't just have people sitting there like this or this. This is what I can't stand when I look out the crowd and I see them like this. You know what I'm saying? Like why are you on your phone for, man? Like as a promoter, if you see people out there on their phone, you fail. For the simple fact is, like, you should be giving them a product to entertain them, and they don't need to be on their phone. Like, this is entertainment for you. People pray the phone out to the board, ain't got nothing else to do. You know what I'm saying? Nothing to look at. You know, so that tells you right there you're filming as a promoter when you see that. You know, so yeah, it's a presentation, man. Presentation. Paul Heyman said it the best, man. It's situate your positives and hide your negatives. You know, so it's the name of the game, baby.
That's one thing I've learned about being a graphic designer. It is my job to make you look like $1 million.
Yeah, that's right. But we got to give you something for you to work with. I mean, it's exactly. one hand washes the other. You know, you just can't. You know, there's too many guys. That's another thing too. You know, man. Like you talking about, man, you know, be somebody that people want to work with. You know, like I see so many guys who don't share flyers, don't promote. They show up, don't help with the ring, don't help with the setup, nothing. They think they're just here to wrestle and go. Like they're superstars, ain't never been nowhere, ain't never did nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like man, be a hustler. You know what I'm saying? That's what leaders do. You know what I mean? I'm the first to clock in. I'm the last to leave. You know, I'll sweep the floor. I'll set the ring up. I'll put the chairs out. Man, go on my Facebook, all my social media, man. I share flyers and stuff, shows that I ain't even on, man. Like everybody, man. That I see somebody doing something, man. I'll give it a positive reaction. You know, I'm clapping for everybody because when it's my turn, man, I won't deserve it because, man, some people ain't gonna get it because you're a hater. You know what I'm saying? And even if I don't get it, I don't care, you know, man. I want to see everybody succeed. I want to see everybody eat. You know, man, whether you're at my table or not. You know, I want to see everybody do good, man, because this is what we're here for, man. Exactly. What we're here for, man. And I'm a born entertainer. That's what I want to do. And I like to see other people doing it. There's enough bullshit in the world going on, man, that if I can go out here and take people's mind off of it for 5-10 minutes, whatever, then I've done something. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you don't know what somebody's going through, you know, and they might need that moment. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's me getting knocked out or me saying something stupid or ripping my pants or anything, you know, whatever, man. I'm just here to put smiles on folks' faces, you know, just entertain, man. That's just what I do.
Yeah, man. Well, I just want to take this opportunity. I want to thank you, man. I want to thank you for this interview. Do you have any events coming up?
I do, man. I do, and y'all gotta forgive me. I'm gonna have to pull my phone out, man, because I can't remember this. Man, you know, I mean, I pays well. But anyway, I know I got Dothan, Alabama coming up in September. October 9th, I am in Cleveland, Ohio for Real Shoot Wrestling. November something, I am in Augusta, Georgia for Bad Boys of Wrestling. The Legend Show, that's going to be a big one over there. I believe they got Ricky the Dragon Steamboat coming. Demolition. I don't remember who all else is coming, man, but that's going to be a big show. Also got Nashville, Tennessee coming up for IWN. Independent Wrestling Network. That's a company y'all need to keep your eye on. Waiting to see if I got any dates coming up with Lariano. And anybody else, I got some other stuff in between. I don't know, man. I have a hard time keeping up with all these budgets, man. I have to get somebody to help me out. Been hit in the head too many times, you know how it is. But anyway, man, look here, man. Jack Juice Tour's over with, man. We got the Bullwinkle Block Party starting, man. So I'm coming to a town state near you. So be sure to come out and see your boy Scotty Bullwinkle do what I do, and that's entertain you, baby.
I'm Luke Thompson, Luke Thompson Designs. This is Scotty Bullwinkle.